Hi, beloveds. How are you today? So, what I'd like to talk about today, if it's all right with you, is about power and purpose. Okay? There is power when we pursue and achieve our purpose. There's power in that. And I believe that the oppressive structures that we live in as a society make it very difficult, are set up to keep us from fulfilling our purpose, from being who we are meant to be. Because when we are who we are meant to be, we are powerful. We are powerful. And we find meaning and we find joy and we don't settle for abuse and we feel independent. And all of those things are not what a lot of those in power want us to feel and want us to have. Because when we have that, we're more easily manipulated, we're more easily exploited, we're more easily distracted from the real problems because we're focused on just trying to put food on our table, just trying to pay one bill after the next. So anyway, when we're pursuing our purpose, a part of that can mean getting out of the rat race. This cycle of spinning and just trying to live day after day. And I really feel like this rat race, it keeps us from, it just keeps us distracted and it keeps us from doing all those things that we want to do. It really just cheats us out of our opportunity to follow our passion and to find our meaning and to just be able to pursue our purpose and to fulfill the contribution that we've been put on this earth to make. So in short, there's power in pursuing your purpose. When you get out of the rat race, which is challenging because everything is set up for us to just be trapped in it. Sometimes we feel like it's risky to get out of the rat race. How are we going to make a living? What are we going to do? Getting out of the rat race is really challenging, but it's a risk. But the real risk is not getting out. You stay in the rat race, things are not likely to get better. They're just going to keep spinning and spinning. It's when we can have faith, when we can decide that, you know what, I'm not going to be exploited anymore. I'm not going to be mistreated. I'm going to be paid what I'm worth. And you step out and we refuse to be oppressed. That's when the magic happens. That's when the stars align and things start going for us. I really believe that. I really believe that the more of us who are able to live into our calling, to do that work that we've been put on this earth to do, I believe that the more of us who do that, the more of us, oh, I see you there. I hope to get out of the rat race soon. Great, I have someone watching me on Facebook Live. I'm so excited. You're my first person. So glad to see you and so glad to see your comment in the chat. Yeah, you hope to get out of the rat race soon. I hope we all get out of it because until we get out of it, the world is going to have a really tough time. That's why we see all this suffering out here. It's hard to think ahead and strategically when we're just trying to put food on our table. And the world sets us up to fear getting out of the rat race. But really, if we're in the rat race, how happy are we? Aren't we miserable already? So how much worse is it if we just try to get out and wish for something better? And I think about my ancestors. I'm a Black woman. My ancestors were not slaves. They were people who were enslaved. Okay, they didn't just wake up and become slaves. They were enslaved people. And many of them ran away. Despite the society telling them, we're going to exploit you and this is the life that you're going to have, many of them were like, you know what? I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to get out because this is not how I envision myself. This is not what I've been put here on the earth to be under someone's foot. And they took a risk. Many of them died for it, but many got away. Do we want to have a life or do we want to live? And this cycle repeats itself of history. And, one century it's a certain people oppressed, and another century it's a different people oppressed. We are all interconnected, and we've got to get out of the rat race to stop it. Because the reason why we're not enslaved now is because people got out of the rat race, and then they didn't just stay in their, ivory tower and just be happy that they got out. They came back and helped other people. And that's what we've got to do. We got to come back and help each other and encourage each other. and say no to what's going on, and be in community with each other. So I hope that message was meaningful for you. And it can be scary to make a change and say, you know what, this isn't for me. There's no, I don't want, in my last video, I talked about, do you want to work until you die? You know? Do you want to just work yourself to death? And that's not what we want to do. So getting out of the rat race is the first step for that. So please share in the comments what your thoughts are, any questions you have. I love to do Q&A and love to help you. So thank you for being here with me. And I appreciate you, and just wishing you joy and happiness and getting out of the rat race and helping each other. Stay positive and stay encouraged. There is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like the lights have been, pulled out of the sockets, but we've got to put them back in there and turn on those lights and see. Because the world is just full of distractions from what's really important. And we can't let what's out there keep us from seeing what we really need to see and feeling how we need to feel. Our feelings are valid. All right. Take care, everyone. See you next time.